I cracked open the line on the helm station steering, and this is what came out. If it was original SeaStar fluid, it would be clear. So it's either contaminated or they switched it out at some point and put something else in instead. However, to be safe, I'm gonna go ahead and flush the system and put in new fluid. To flush out this old hydraulic fluid, I've cracked the bleed valve on this side, and I have a hose that's going into a bottle. And on the inside, I'm going to use automatic transmission fluid as the flushing fluid. And so I have a connection to the helm station, and then I have a temp bottle up here. So I'll pour in this ATF and spin the wheel in one direction to bleed one side, and then I'll switch to the other bleed valve and spin the wheel in the other direction. Okay, I'm steering to starboard side. So let's go back and check it out. Yeah, I have red fluid now instead of brown, so we flushed that out. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up this port, and then we'll switch to the other side, and there we go. All right, we'll repeat the process. Open the valve and start spinning the port. I have some hydraulic steering fluid, so it's time to push out the ATF. So I'm set back up again with a bottle taped to my fan going into the helm, and I've opened the starboard port. So I'll come back forward, fill this bottle, and start steering to port. That's coming out clear now, so I'm going to go ahead and close this bleed valve. Right, we're going to switch bottles to this other side and repeat the process, this time steering to starboard. Having to hold this rag up here on the bottle. This is what people complain about. This kit leaks. None of the fittings fit very well. This should be the last I need to do of this steering to starboard. Then we're going to put the line on that circulates between the two to get the air bubbles out. Clear enough for me. Shut this one off. With both bleed ports open, the hydraulic fluid's just going to circulate, and it'll push whatever air is in the system out up at the helm. What I'm going to do now is just spin until I start seeing air come out. Oh, there we go. Just saw an air bubble. There comes another bubble. Some in that spot. We'll see if we got some more. I'm just going to keep spinning that for, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. So no reason to watch that. And what I'll do is I'll go back and shut off both bleed ports and make sure it steers left and right without any issue. I'll check back in when I'm done. The space was way too confined to try to video the installation of Autopilot. However, I thought I'd go ahead and show you what I did. I'm going to start off the explanation of the Autopilot at the pump. So this is a 1 liter pump, and it has 3 hoses. 2 go to the existing hydraulic fittings through T's, and then these 2 lines are the existing hydraulic lines that go back to the pump. Then I have to get from the T's back to the pump. So in this case, very easy, 1-foot hose. On this one, a little bit longer, a little more complicated, because it's a 2-foot hose that goes to a shadow drive. The shadow drive is what allows me to take control at the helm. So if I start steering at the helm, it overrides the Autopilot. And as you can see, it's got a 1-foot hose that goes back to the T. There was a 3rd line at it, which is a return from the pump to the helm, and I had to tap, there was an existing port, I had to tap into that for this return line. The next component of the Autopilot system is the electronic control unit. It has 2 wires that go to the pump. The 3rd wire is for power, and the fourth wire goes to the course computer unit. The CCU is supposed to be put as close to the center line and midship as possible, and I've located it under the berth. We'll go look at it next. The CCU is underneath the berth. You can see it down here, tight fit. So it is right on the center line and a little ahead of midship. So it has one wire that goes to the ECU, second wire that goes to the Shadow Drive, and the third is connection to the NMEA 2000 network. The autopilot system's installed and I'm happy about that. I still need to calibrate it though, and that'll have to wait until I launch the boat. And that'll have to wait until I do a few more projects. However, that date's getting close. Stand by and continue to enjoy the journey with me. I appreciate you watching.